Hey, to whoever may need this nugget of encouragement, things will be alright, so put your word with it. I get it. The odds seem stacked back against the wall, but even consider it such, know you'll stand tall. Sit and watch from the sidelines one too many times. Wicked games to play, make me want to lose my mind. Found solitude, knowing it'll be over soon.
Welcome back to the Ebony Sharonda Show. If this is your first time joining us, welcome. And if you've been rocking with us since season 1, welcome back, family. This show is a space where we talk about faith, healing, purpose, identity, and what it really looks like to grow through life's transitions. Around here, we don't pretend like life is perfect. We talk about the real work, the work of becoming. Our listeners are women and men who are navigating life in real time, building businesses, raising families, healing from things they never thought they'd have to walk through, rediscovering themselves, and trying to live with faith, clarity, and confidence along the way. Season 1 was powerful. We had conversations about hearing God's voice, rebuilding the wall, resilience, identity, and what it means to walk through life with faith, even when you don't have all the answers. But for season 2, we're going deeper because growth doesn't happen in isolation, it happens in conversation. And today, we're starting something new, a series that's honest, unfiltered, sometimes funny, sometimes emotional, but always real. This is Sis, Let's Be Honest. 4 generations, one table, no scripts, no pretending, just truth. I'm Ebony and I'm 47. Today I have joining with me my auntie Annette, who's 61, her daughter Tamika, who's 38, and my daughter Jhylin, 28. And next episode, you'll also have my sister, who would definitely be an asset to this conversation. Shout out to Tia. And today we're talking about identity, womanhood, and becoming. Because somewhere between 20 and 60, honey, we all believed something about womanhood that wasn't fully true. Something we were taught, something we picked up from culture, something we saw in our families, or something we believed about ourselves. And over time, life has a way of challenging those beliefs. So today, we're asking one big question. Who told us what being a woman was supposed to look like? And more importantly, what did we have to unlearn to become the woman we are today? So sit back, lean into the conversation, and if something resonates with you, share it with a sister, a mother, a daughter, or a friend. Because I promise you, somebody else is on the journey of becoming too. So sis, let's be honest. So before we jump into the conversation, I want you all to meet this incredible group of women, my family, who are sitting around the table with me. Because the beauty of this conversation is that we're not just different ages, we're connected by family, history, and shared experiences. So, Auntie, I'm going to start with you since you're our seasoned voice at the table. Tell everyone a little bit about yourself. Come off mute. Okay. There you go.
Um, my name is Annette, Annette Robinson, Annette Robinson Jackson.
We'll
Um,
talk about that later.
yes, I'm married for 28, 29 years, separated for 6 years. I have 2 children, and 2 grandchildren. Few bonus kids, bonus grandchildren, but Anyway, yeah, that's pretty much about me. Entrepreneur. Um, I also have a full-time job. I have a lot going on, trying to navigate life still at 60. But I'm making it do what it do.
Yes, you do. And you looking good, girl. Okay, okay. So next up, we have my beautiful cousin. She's on here as Meek Millie because she is that deal. Okay. We have Tamika on here. Mika, tell us a little bit about yourself.
I am Tamika. I'm 37. My cousin did say 38, but I'm 37. And
Sorry, my bad.
no, you're fine. And I am a entrepreneur. I'm a hairstylist. I was a traveling hairstylist and a salon owner, and but now I am tackling the corporate world. Have been officially a corporate baddie now since
Meow.
Period.
since July of 2025, and I'm trying to bask in that energy and put my all into that to get to where I need to be.
Ooh, so we'll talk a little bit more about that too soon. And last but certainly not least, we've got my beautiful daughter, Jhylin. Jai, tell us a little bit about yourself. You're on
Jhylin.
mute. Oh, there
Jhylin.
you go. There you go.
I'm Jhylin Farr. I'm 28. Um, I'm a college grad. I'm also an entrepreneur these days. I have one daughter. She's one. Mm,
And you bad
I
and
try.
bougie.
I'm bad and bougie. I tried the corporate world like me. I don't like it. And so now I'm stepping out on faith and trying something new and learning through it.
Nice, nice. So we're going to talk more about that as we transition into our conversation. So, all right, now that we've got everyone all acclimated with who all of these baddies are in the room, let's jump right into this conversation. And I want to start with a question that I think every woman can relate to, because the truth is, what we believe about womanhood at 20 is probably very different from what we know now. So, here we go.
Right.
Okay, we're going to start with something simple. I want each of you to finish this sentence. At 20, I thought being a woman meant. Jalen, we're going to start with you first.
Okay. At 20, I thought being a woman meant, y'all don't judge me. I had to take notes so I could remember everything. Uh,
No
I
judgment.
I thought being a woman meant being strong and holding it all together, holding my own, supporting myself, and also being there to support my loved ones however they needed me.
You didn't think it was about partying, throwing it up, having a good time?
I mean, I was doing that too, but I was also out in college living on my own. So yes, I was partying and going to school, but I was working full time also to
Mm,
pay my bills. So
mm,
I thought
Period.
that I
yes.
needed to be just stand on my own 2 feet. I needed to be independent. I
Mm.
didn't want to stress my family, my mom out about needing help.
Did you feel confident in all of that, or did you feel like you might have been pretending a little bit?
I felt confident and it made me feel good to have my independence and know that. I mean, I always had a safety net. I always knew if I needed help, I had it, but it felt good to be able to do it on my own.
Okay, that's some good stuff right there. That's real good. Okay, Meek, you up next. I would like for you to share with us what 20 meant in your words.
At 20, I thought I had my whole life mapped out. In my world, in my world, relationships meant being married, building something solid, and looking successful on paper.
Mm,
At that time, I was like goal driven. I wanted to be an entrepreneur. I wanted to win, and I wanted to reach every milestone I set for myself. But if I'm honest, part of that was about the public image too. I wanted to look good. I wanted to look accomplished, and I wanted to look like I had it all together. But you know, we can't
Can I
really.
ask a question?
Go ahead.
How, so with that being said, like, what was your relationship with, I guess the fear of failure? Because you have all these goals you want to reach, and I'm not saying you didn't because I don't know, but
No,
you know what
no,
I'm
no,
saying?
no.
But if you didn't, or it didn't look how you wanted it to look, how did you handle that?
Ooh, it was a lot. I endured a lot because I wanted to look perfect. And
Mhm.
and that goes into our next conversation, but once I, did that, I had to unlearn that I need to live for me and not for everyone
Mhm.
else. And I had to handle the failure and a failed marriage and you know, um I'm sorry, I'm a crybaby.
That's
Go
okay,
ahead.
girl. Safe space, boo. Safe space. Let it out. But I
Yeah,
don't
I
want y'all
had
to jump
to.
too far ahead because we still got some growth opportunity to go.
Sorry,
So
sorry, sorry. But I had
go
to learn.
ahead.
I had to learn how to deal with that failure, and I had to come to terms. And therapy helped me out a whole lot, especially when I hit
Mhm.
that 30-year-old milestone. I went through it, and I really had to like focus on God and go to therapy just to deal with that.
Yeah. Thank you, Mika.
That's real. Thanks for sharing me. Thanks for sharing. Okay, Auntie, share with us too about 20. Woof, 20.
I was so long ago. I'll just play.
Oh, the shade.
Sweet.
I thought I
Mika.
yeah, I pretty much thought being a woman meant freedom, really. Being independent. Um, didn't realize how hard it would be, like, we think in 20 we free, we get to make our own rules and do what we want to do the way we want to do it. And I really didn't realize how hard it would be. And during the process of it, I made tons of bad choices for my life.
Mhm.
Um, and with that, um, leads me to down the line that I'm not going to get into because we're going to cover that later. But yeah, pretty much it just, I had some life lessons. Pretty.
Mm,
Mm.
yeah, yeah. It's interesting because even though we're decades apart, I'm hearing so many similarities, right? Like how we
Mhm.
all were in some facet of our life. I can remember being in my 20s as well. I mean, by the time I was 27, 28 years old, I had three kids, and two baby daddies. Scandalous child, right? I was just outside. I had dropped out of school because I got pregnant with Jhylin. I was out on my own by the time I was 20, living in an apartment, with a man, child, and it was something I was not nothing nowhere close to being ready for, but I felt because of public perception that I needed Tamika's point. You got to look good on paper. You got to ride it out. So I stayed in. I'm like, Auntie, I made so many bad choices. Just trying to figure it out along the way and just living young, wild, and free was not what young, wild, and free really meant.
Right.
Word.
Like they out here pretending like young, wild, and free mean we out here just turning it up, living it out. We got thousands of dollars. We living on the beach. We taking vacations. We outside. No, no, no. Like the reality of life was real. Okay. So that was, whew, child. I love all of that. Thank y'all for sharing that. We're going to transition over into our unlearning. Okay. Now let's get a little deeper. What belief about yourself did you have to unlearn to become the woman you are today? Mika, I'm gonna start with you.
Okay, that's to piggyback off of what I said earlier. I had to unlearn the belief that my purpose was to live for not to live for everyone else. I used to. I'm sorry. I had to unlearn the belief that my purpose was to live for everyone else. I used to think being a good woman meant sacrificing myself, my
Mm.
happiness, my voice, and my needs. I
Yes.
had to learn that it's okay to choose me, to do what makes Tamika happy without guilt. I had to
Mm.
break codependency patterns. I had to walk away from a marriage that no longer served me and understand that choosing peace isn't failure, it's growth. So,
Amen.
Mm. I needed
Girl,
to
you
hear that.
sound.
Thank you.
Oh, dang. Who taught you to believe that? Was it family, church, culture, relationships? Who taught you that you had to do all of that?
I would say my tribe. And when I mean my tribe, I'm not a person that's open to everyone. So, uh, family. I'm a type of person that I take others' opinion that's not family with a grain of salt. And I take the ones that I know who knows me and who genuinely loves me and want my best, interest and is, genuine with their words and their encouragement and their motivation. I really feel like they helped me through the process, even if it was harsh, even if it was gentle, even if it was motivational. I still took what the ones who know Mika or Meek, I took their advice more than anything.
Mm, mm. Okay. All right, Jhylin, share what you're currently unlearning and who taught you that belief.
So I am first child, only daughter, and I feel like that carries so much.
Yes, ma'am.
And you just over time, kind of like me, you um you feel like you want to be all things, you want to excel at everything, you want to never fail, and it's just not realistic. So I think right now I'm unlearning perfection. And I'm learning that I'm
Mm,
gonna misstep and I'm not gonna get it all right, and it's okay. Take a deep breath, it's fine. Because girl, the
Right.
anxiety be like, you're failing
hello
at
there.
everything. And I'm like, but just unlearning that like it's cool, breathe. I'm not gonna be perfect at everything. I'm not gonna get it right every time. I'm gonna misstep. I'm gonna fall. I'm gonna scrape my knee and just get back up and try it again.
Right.
Word,
That knee
word.
will heal.
You
Mm,
feel me? And
mm.
it might have
So,
a scab, but I needed that scab to get through the next phase, Like just there's beauty in the imperfection.
Right.
that's nice, Jai. Who do you think taught you that belief?
Mm, I think mine is a mix of family and culture because I think as not only am I a woman, I'm a black woman. And that just in society, they put so much weight on us, period. But again,
Hmm.
just, watching all the women around me growing up with such strong, independent black women. And I think as a child, I know as a child, you don't realize um, that these super women around you are just women. What the girls say, I'm literally just a girl. They just
She
figuring it
said,
out too,
girl.
you know? And I think as you get older, you can see your mom and your aunt and your grandma and your cousins for women, not those titles. You get what I'm saying? So I think that unintentionally, that was something that I did learn from my family, but I'm unlearning it by having these conversations and getting to know these women for women and not my aunties and my mama and my grandma.
Right.
Wow, that was beautifully said. I mean, that's real. That's real. Auntie, what can you add to that? Tell us about your experience.
Okay, so mine is gonna probably take your breath away and probably like, really, auntie? You know what I'm saying? Mine was being timid. You
Mm.
know, really, honestly, deep down inside, I lack courage, self confidence, boldness. often resulting into me being shy. And I know y'all don't see that, but that, I was nervous when I had to stand up and God told me to speak at a conference or a church service or whatever He demanded me to do. I was like this,
I feel that.
so nervous. Like I wanted to crawl up under a rock. And as God pushed that out of me, I got up there and did it anyway. But Lord Jesus, hands sweating, stomach turning, just so
Mm,
getting what I had to say, And I prayed and prayed and prayed before I got up there to do it, but still got up there and it was just so uncomfortable. So
mm,
that I avoided a lot of things.
mm,
I didn't have the confidence in myself to know that I was able and capable of doing it. So I had to unlearn that about myself. And now I can do these things.
mhm.
Um, Open up a Zoom call or stand up there and pray or stand up in the front of a crowd of people and say what I have to say. So I had to learn that, that um, I'm capable of doing that, get out my own way, stop, you know, um, belittling yourself, and trust the process. Like I can do anything in Christ that strengthened me. And I had to repeat that in me so that I can get up there. That's why I challenge myself. Every year I challenge myself to do something out of my comfort zone. If you know that, zip lining. I'm scared of heights. You know, zip line. Um, Monkeys. I went in a cage with these monkeys and I was like freaked out. I'm saying
Never could.
horseback riding. I even rode a bull.
Yeah, that's crazy.
A
Yeah,
bull.
yeah.
That's
Right.
crazy.
Every year I challenge myself to do something out of my comfort zone because I want to push myself to make myself exceed and to do things that I ordinarily would have felt that I couldn't do. But I didn't.
Mm,
I just had one
right.
head. That head is tricky. You know what I'm saying? Your mind is tricky, very tricky. And it can make you feel that you can't do something that you could do. So
Word.
that was mine. I had to get out my own way, get out my own head and make myself challenge myself to do things that, I just felt, that I couldn't do and I didn't want to do. So
Mm.
that was me, just getting out my own way.
Wow. Wow. Thank you for sharing that. That was surprising because if anybody knows Auntie Child, you better go ahead and find her on TikTok and you'll see this very wonderful, luxurious, bold life that she lives. And you would never think that that is something she's unlearning about herself. And I'm like blown away.
That's me today, but that wasn't me at your age.
Right.
Isn't it a shame I had to get to 60 or
No, but you're doing it. That gives us hope. That means there's hope.
Right.
You sharing this story with us is like, oh man, we could cut out 20, 40, 50 years of our lives struggling to get someplace. Like,
I
this is amazing.
Yeah, and now, unapologetically, I just do what I do. I don't care what anybody think about me,
Period.
Period.
you know. So
Well, she says I'm her biggest hater, so.
Oh, well,
But don't be no
you
hater, me.
know, don't be hating on my auntie because she's a fly girl, okay? Wow, I mean, I think you all have said some version of where I am in my life too, of what I'm unlearning about myself because I think we all, in some way, have shared that same burden of feeling responsible for our family, wanting to show up even when we didn't really want to, that level of perfectionist and all the things that we do. I mean, I can. remember being in the third grade and then pulling me out of my class and putting me in gifted and talented, right? And that wasn't a responsibility that I wanted. I was like, I don't want to be smart. My friends aren't smart. Like, why are you taking me away from everybody I know? I don't be stupid, right? Like, or this perception of what we think other people want for us instead of walking into our destiny and just going with it, and to be bold enough to be able to talk about it out loud, get therapy, have family and community you can share with. It helps you to unlearn those things, right? It's the reason that we've all like looked at somebody else in our family like, she's fly. I want to be like her, and you just know that you got good, solid people around you, but we got a lot of things that we have to unlearn. So let's bring some energy back. Auntie, what were you taught to tolerate that we would never tolerate today?
What was I taught to tolerate? See, I'm sorry. I got to find my answer to that one.
Okay, take
Hmm.
your time.
Uh, one sec. Okay. All right. So, basically, giving more to others than I give to myself. Put it
Mm,
first. I grew up watching my mom put others before herself, especially her children. Um,
mhm,
to me, growing up, that was the way that it was supposed to be. Um, I copied that and I brought that into my life and my world. I think today I learned that it's okay to put myself first, unapologetically, like I said. Still care for others, but it's okay to put yourself first. Um, because at the end, if you don't love and respect your territory, nobody else will. So basically, yeah, I was basically taught that my kids come before me because that's what my mother did. She put herself
man.
to the end, and we was her priority. She didn't care if she had
Mm,
shoes. She didn't care if she had clothes. She didn't care if she didn't eat. Her kids was her main focus, and that's me. I find myself
mm,
doing the same thing. You know,
mm,
Mika called me yesterday, and I'm already work third shift. I get off. Um, I have to take Papa somewhere, my mom, because she's not driving. Pick Raleigh up from school at 3 o'clock, and she's like, "Mom, please come and help me clean my house for this dog coming in." When you think I'm a robot, usually I would make it happen. I'll figure it out, do this and do that, but I'm learning to. She's laughing.
And she know she is too much. A spoiled brat, a spoiled brat.
You crazy?
She is.
For work, and I gotta pick up your child. Take her to gymnastic was the plan. Take Papa to a class. Mommy wanted me to go by Walmart. You know, call me and say I got a flat. Zooming over there, zoom over here, rerouting everything. It's like, wait a minute, hold up.
Mm,
Mother, I rebuke you in the name of Jesus. I am it.
Job, quit that ghetto job. I am over it.
Okay. I will say though, Auntie, like I also struggle with telling people no because I always feel guilty, like not showing up for them. But I always think of you because you be like, no, I ain't doing it.
Yeah.
And so I just
That
want to say that you have given me that strength to do the same thing. Like, and even I wrestle with myself in my mind. I'd be like, oh, but I could do it. And I mean, it'll take me out the way. But then I'd be like, no,
got to because if you
no,
No means no. Just say no, like Nancy Reagan,
no.
right?
Right.
Just say no. Dang. Wow. Wow. That's real stuff, Auntie. So why do you think that people would never tolerate it today? You don't think this new generation is about that life?
No, most of them are very selfish.
Mm.
They all about self. And they don't apologize for it. You know what I'm saying? That's just the way it is. Um, I got things to do. They learn early. Took me a long time to learn. They learn, like Jack said, Auntie, I see you, and I'm just saying no. It took me a while
Right.
to do that. It took me
Mm.
a while to do that.
Mm. Jhylin, so what pressure do you feel today that they didn't have to deal with?
So if you know me, you know I hate social media, and
Mm-hmm.
I think it is the downfall of everything. And I think the pressure that I feel that, previous generations don't feel is just because we have so much access to each other and we see what's going on in their life and what they have and how they getting it, all of that. So it just sometimes makes me feel like, dang, I'm behind, or I should be further, or I should be doing something differently, or I should have done this or that. It just creates a lot of different self-doubt, I guess, um,
Mm.
in what's reality and what's really not. That's
Right.
what I always have to tell myself anyway, because just because that's what they have and they grass look green don't mean it ain't fake. You know what I'm saying? Or it ain't,
What?
Period.
so just keeping myself grounded. But that's
Period.
that's the major pressure for me, I feel, because I always feel like I should be doing so much more. I should be further. I should have this. I should have that. But I'm
And
right where I'm supposed to be.
Mm.
Mm. That's such a big statement right there. That's big. I mean, that right where I'm supposed to be is a good place to be. And how hard is it to get there when you got constant, pressure from society and culture, like Mika was talking about earlier, to have to live a certain way and be a certain place and have done certain things. That's a lot of pressure. A
Right.
lot of pressure. Do you feel that type of pressure even in your age group, Mika?
I would say yes. Because I think before social media, we were living with our own beliefs and with you know what we had the imagination of from my era was TV, Disney, Lizzie
Right.
McGuire, like we or Stomp the Yard, stuff like that. We had oh, college was like this, or love life is like Love Jones, things like that. But when social media came and all these people started creating these images, and oh, in your 30s, you're supposed to be married, have your kids, have your house, and in your 20s, you're supposed to be doing, you get what I'm saying? Like excelling, traveling, all of that. I think it put a lot of pressure
Mm.
on my age group, a lot for us to, a lot of people do pretend now. And I think society and what social media, like Jalen said, it is evil and pretty
Yeah.
much it's a downfall for our generation, 20-year-olds and 30-year-olds and some 40-year-olds. Like I just believe that we are trying to live up to the expectation of what social media image is
Mm.
and not
Mm.
our reality.
Well, I think this takes us a little off script, but I'm curious to know what advice would you guys give to someone who feels like um they're trapped in that web? How did you guys get out of that frame of mind or mindset to know that that's not it?
For me, I had to really, I guess with me doing hair and seeing all these different women and hearing all these different life stories and the image that they exposed to social media was not the same as what it was in real life. So I had to feel like, okay, well, maybe
Mm.
I am doing okay, because, like you, before you meet someone, you'll see them on social media. You get what I'm saying? And then you meet them in real life. And that's even goes with celebrities. So you'd be like, they really ain't all that. Like
Mhm.
Right.
they really bleed blood just like I do. They really
Right.
are going through the same things I'm going through. It's just might be a little bit different. Um and I think now with social media, that has exposed a lot of celebrities, and because we thought their life was perfect as well. So I
Mm,
just think that my advice to, to any woman going, living life and thinking that they don't have it all together, it's a race. It's a life is not a race. It's a marathon. Go at your
Mm,
own pace, live for you,
yep.
and live live out your purpose, and just keep God in it, and you will get to where you need to be, because it's already written. He already know where you
right.
about to land. So
Right.
just,
Word. What about you, Jai? What would you have to offer to that?
I think it's important to have like-minded people around you. And I think it's important to, I mean, not to say you want a bunch of yes men or you want everybody to think how you think, but it's important to have people around that help keep you grounded and help you stay in reality.
right.
Um, yeah, I think that's been the biggest thing for me is just having a tribe, having friends and family who are supportive and honest and um they going through or went through a lot of the same things you going through. So it helps you come back to reality and get out of that headspace of this perception you've built up that's just in la la land. It just helps you bring you back to reality.
Mm,
Right.
okay. What about you, Auntie?
I don't know. I don't really have that problem as far as being intimidated by people on social media and things that they have or what they do. In a way, I look at it as, if someone can do something, I can do it too, as far as um, strive to be better or go places and travel. And um, that's a choice, you know. Um, some people have more money than others and can do more things than other people can do, but everything that they do, you can do it, but it's a choice. You make a decision if you want to spend um $3,000 on a pocketbook or not. That's a choice. It's not that you can't do it. Just have to make a choice of what you can do, and if you can't, you can't. I don't feel no type of way about it. Travel, sometimes it's inspired me to want to travel, and see places and do things, and if I can do it, I can, and if I can't, I can't. Look at Nakaya, she's all over the place, spending all this money on this, that, and the other. It's her choices that she make, and I'm pretty sure she probably look at our life and despise something about what we do as far as family
Mm,
that she's not able to do. You know what I mean? So that really doesn't bother me. I really can't give anyone any feedback on that because I don't feel that way. It don't intimidate me, social media.
mm, yeah. Social media is kind of whack. I mean, in my age group. But I do know that there are lots of people who are really into it, and enriched even at my age, and some older that are fascinated by what they assume is reality off of social media. And that's unfortunate for them. But to your points, ladies, thank you for sharing. It is what it is, right? Get you a tribe, people who are going to be honest with you, who are going to know you by your family name, not your government name only, people who really know who you are and believe in you, but can be honest with you is a great way to keep yourself grounded, as well as, hey, be worried about yourself, is what Auntie said, right? Like, be worried about yourself.
And one more thing is like I don't drown myself into certain things. Like when I'm on social media, I look at cooking, I look at exercising. You know what I'm saying? Stuff that's in my lane. I don't sit
Right.
be like, you know, like I don't get into that all that stuff. I only look at things that's within my lane, like stuff that I can actually go do. I can go in the kitchen,
Mm-hmm.
fish. You know, I love that. You know, juicing. I'm juicing because of that. You know,
Mm-hmm.
juicing and different ways to juice and different exercises to do for whatever reason. So stay in your lane. You know, stroll everything and look at everything and read everything. Stay in your lane. That's what I can tell them. Stay in your lane.
Period.
Yeah.
Period. Well, with that, we're going to move into a rapid fire. Here we go. I'm going to ask you a question. At 20, I was blank. And then it's a lightning round. Don't overthink it. Finish the sentence. All right. We're going to go around the table and each one of you are going to answer something. So we're going to start at 20 and work our way through. Jhylin, at 20, I was
Naive.
nice. Nice.
What?
Mika, she said
Naive.
naive. All right. Mika, at 20, I was.
Mm. At 20, I was determined.
Nice. Auntie, at 20, I was.
At 20, I was eager to be grown.
I was going to say at 20, I was fast.
Well, I was gonna say fast too, but I think I was going to be out there. I was eager. I was pretty much overprotective as a youth. So when I got 20, I was ready.
Yeah, same. Same. I was definitely a rebelling kid for sure because I had a lot of life things going on where I was just like, yo, I'm outside. I
Yeah.
don't care about these grown-ups. They stupid.
Yeah.
They're not acting right. I'm out here. Yes. That was it. Like, y'all bugging. See ya. All right. Okay, so at 30, I was Mika.
At 30, I was
Mm,
aware.
mm. Auntie, at 30, I was.
I was a full-time mom. Like my life was my children. Everything was about them.
And ditto on that for me at 30. I was knee deep in. I had 4 kids. I was married. And yeah, 30 was crazy. It was
Yeah.
crazy. Yeah. It
Now,
definitely has some good moments and it definitely has some really
yeah, not only that, I was also married and
Mhm.
um I had to incorporate um my husband with my existing family that I already had
Mhm.
a lot.
Yeah. At 30, um, I was married to Lavadri, and we had Bubby and Eli, plus Jhylin and CJ. And we moved into a new house, and I was definitely driving a minivan. So I was that kind of mom, like all in. PTA, the whole 9 yards, working a full-time job, balancing sports um, and kids. We even opened up a restaurant in my 30s. We opened up the Hot Dog King. I dealt with addiction from my husband, infidelity. It was a lot and divorce.
Don't even go
Yeah. All in my 30s. 30s was like that. Yeah.
Auntie said, next caller.
Right, that's going in. That's
30s.
a whole nother episode by itself, baby.
That part.
Word.
Okay. So see, I realized, Auntie, at
well
40, at
at,
40, I realized.
at 40 I realized that I don't know. At 40, I still was giving way too much to my family and my kids.
In your 40s, you had your grandchild, so you
Oh,
can.
that's part of my child. I mean, I had him full time.
Mm-hmm.
Full time. It was like he was mine. Like at 40, I had him full time. You was free as a bird, girl. You go anywhere.
Brilliant, girl. You act like I was outside being a thought.
No,
She did not say that, but I mean, is that
I
how
was
you feel?
working. I went to school. I
but
wasn't.
you still was free to make choices. I ain't say you made bad choices, but you was free. I was available. I still was that mom. I still was that mom. I need to get to 50, y'all. Pass me by on 40. Didn't
Shoot. Getting close to 50, but I'm in my 40s. And I'ma say at 40, I realized that my name was Ebony. Like, I didn't know what my name was because I had been mom, 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 mom. I realized I had a
You
name, y'all.
sound like Stewie. Mom,
Right,
mom,
right.
mommy, mom, mom.
Mika, no lie, the boys used to do that to me for real. Just to irritate me. They used to do that mess. Mom, mom, hey mom. And I'd be like, yes, hey mom. I hate those kids. Anyway.
And now you got it all over again with Drew.
Listen, totally different scenario. I don't have to, do all the things for her. As a grandparent, it's lovely. So I'm experiencing 40 in my 40s has been like this whole new rebirth of a person.
Mm.
Like I'm just
Give me something to
identifying
look
my
forward to.
girl. Listen, I'm finding myself. I'm figuring it out. I'm giving zero energy to anything that's kind of not peaceful.
make it.
So, like, I'm loving that right there. 40s has been an evolutionary year. It's been difficult to get there now. I'm not going to lie. It was heartache and betrayal and divorce. It had story to it, but I will say the evolution of it from my perspective at 47 is that it's worth it to get on this side and have so much peace in your life where you can love people, but like over there, I will pray for you. And
Period.
to really get in tune with my relationship with God has helped me tremendously and really calming a lot of that anxiety I felt in my 30s, and that pressure was starting to come off of me in my early 40s. I was feeling that same, I gotta overperform and overwork and work hard, work hard, work hard. And then I finally hit a place where I was like, yeah, negative zero on that, right? Like I'm not
No,
doing that.
like
You
Auntie,
know,
no.
no, I like, yeah, no, I don't want to do that anymore. I don't want to do that. So
Yeah.
just get into the evolution of a space where you're like, yeah, I'm cool with that. You don't like me? It's okay. You know, love you guys.
Mean it.
All right, Auntie, give us some 50, 60 juice. What you got for us?
Okay, so what you want? With the 50s?
Well, you can give us both. Yep, your 50s and your 60s.
Stepped out. The 50s, I stepped out. 50s, I actually learned how to stand bold.
Mm,
Everything,
mm.
everything. Courage that I didn't have. I found my courage. I felt like the Wizard of Oz.
Ooh.
I found confidence in myself. Uh,
Mhm.
I appreciate life more. I appreciate my life lessons that I had to go through. Um, I challenge myself at this age. I challenge myself every day. Um, I am definitely a overcomer by the way
Mm.
of testimony because Lord knows, you guys, sister have some testimonies.
Yeah.
Well, I'm definitely an overcomer. You want me to go to 60?
Yes.
So at 60, I have learned that discipline is the key to success.
Mm.
Discipline is very important, and I'm still not 100% there. I strive every day to discipline myself. I'm on a fast right now, and I eat in an 8-hour window. Uh,
Mhm.
so I eat at 2 o'clock. I haven't ate yet, so I eat at 2, and then I eat at again at 8 o'clock. I'm doing this also to try to get control of my weight, but it requires discipline to be able to do that.
Yes, it does.
I practice that every day on a daily basis to be disciplined. Again, like I said, I'm not where I want to be. I'm a work in progress. Um, what I wanted to say, if I had to speak to my younger self,
Mm-hmm.
I would say make discipline a part of your everyday regimen, from morning to night. That's something.
Mm.
And I tell my grandson that, if you want to be successful, practice discipline because you got to learn how to save. You got to learn how to get up, shut up. You know what I'm saying? Have control over every part of your life because you can have
Mm.
all the money in the world, but if you don't have discipline, it'll be gone tomorrow
Amen.
Mm,
or whenever. So that should be everybody' main focus is discipline.
Mhm.
So that's
Mm.
what I would share with everyone. That's what I wish I would have learned in the early part of my life, and I would have focused more on discipline. Because if I knew what I know today, boy, and I know we all feel that way. We
Mhm.
if we knew today back then how much better life would be for us. But it is what it is. I do realize now that um I gotta work harder to get where I want to be because I have a little space. I'm 60. I don't have a lot of time to get where I should have been. So now y'all see me going. I'm going. I'm working. I like slow down, Auntie. You just got off from work. I'm going to clean. I'm going to do, because I gotta now. I have to feel like I'm running a race.
Mm.
Where I need to be to have my retirement where it need to be at. Just to enjoy
Mm.
life. All of that. So get it in now. Discipline yourself. Save. Do what you need to do to prepare for yourself for retirement and for life because it's coming and it's coming fast.
Mm. Well, that's great. A great way for us to segue into our one and last final question. I want to close out with this. Who are you becoming right now, Auntie? Who are you becoming right now?
My mom, nah. My mother, nah. But for real though, a woman of grace,
Mm.
um, one that knows her worth, one that have boundaries,
Mm.
yes.
motivated. I am so motivated. I'm ready to make it all happen. If I got to lose a little sleep, so well be it. I'm gonna get up and
That
do it. I
part.
worked 7 days last week. I had a
Mm.
day off, so I'm just willing to make it happen, and whatever God allows me to do, I am gonna do it. Like I said, I got a short window, so I'm just trying to make up for lost time when I was ignorant and shy and scared and nervous. Now the bonus is out, and I'm just trying to make it happen.
Wow. Mm. Mm. All right. Meek, you up. Who are you
Yes.
becoming?
Who am I becoming? Ooh, okay. I'm becoming a woman who moves with intention, a
Mm.
woman who chooses peace over pressure. I'm building confidence that isn't attached to a relationship title or public validation. I'm becoming emotionally healthy, financially disciplined, and spiritually grounded. Most importantly, I'm becoming whole on my own.
Ooh, 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 Mika, that's everything. That's everything right there. Okay,
Thank
Jhylin, who are
I
you
don't want to go
becoming?
after that. Girl, I don't know. I do not know. I'm becoming um I am working on my relationship with God. So I'm becoming stronger in my faith. I'm becoming more confident. I'm becoming resilient. I am becoming um I'm shedding layers, y'all. I'm just stepping into I thought I was a woman, but I'm really stepping into womanhood right now. So I am becoming a lot. But um but mainly I am becoming confident, I'm becoming bold, I'm becoming um sure of myself and sure in God.
Wow. Wow. Well, I'll say that I'm becoming definitely more in love with God than I've ever been before. I'm becoming a woman that's very good with who she is, like with no labels, no attachments to that, just me, Ebony Sharonda. That's why we branded it Ebony Sharonda, because it's just me, period.
Period.
Nothing else, no more syrup added to it. It's just this is what it is, and I'm just becoming very much more confident in that and not feeling like I need to overcompensate for it, just being really good at that, right? Really good at just being that. And so I think we have had a wonderful time together. We are in closing now. So here's the truth about womanhood. It's not one story. It's layered. It's messy. It's beautiful. And sometimes it's confusing. At 20, we think we know everything. At 30, we're trying to prove something. At 40, we start unlearning the things that were never meant for us. And by 60, we realize the peace we were chasing was inside us all along. And what this table proves is something powerful. No matter your age, no matter your story, no matter how many times life has forced you to start over, you are still becoming. This was episode 1 of Sis, Let's Be Honest, right here on the Ebony Sharonda Show. And if today's conversation made you laugh, made you reflect, or made you call your mama, your sister, or your daughter after watching, then we did exactly what we came here to do. But trust me, this table, we're not done. Because the next chapter, in the next quarter, we're talking about something every woman has a story about: love, relationships, and the things nobody warned us about. The lessons, the heartbreaks, the expectations, and the truth we learned the hard way. So, if today had you leaning in, just wait until the next conversation. And before you go, make sure you like this episode, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications so you don't miss the next episode of Sis, Let's Be Honest. Because this conversation is just getting started. And remember this: womanhood isn't about having it all figured out. It's about having the courage to keep becoming. And the moment you realize that, you stop trying to be perfect and you finally start being free. Sis, we'll see you next chapter.
To whoever may need this nugget of encouragement, things will be alright, so quit your worrying. I get it, the odds can stack back against the wall, but even consider it such, no, you'll stand tall.